Parents, friends, and honored guests, it is my distinct privilege to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the Round Rock High School class of 2012. The members of the class of 2012 have faithfully upheld the standards of Dragon Pride during their time on our campus and will carry that pride into their future endeavors. Many of our graduates are planning to attend college as a next step in their life. At this time, 77% of the Round Rock High School class of 2012 have successfully completed and submitted their requirements to take classes through Austin Community College. 92% of the class has applied for college admission through the Apply Texas program, and 44 students have applied to private colleges and colleges outside of the state of Texas. In making their plans for college, many of our students have been fortunate to receive scholarships from a variety of sources. As of today, the graduating class has received a total of $5,389,112 scholarship dollars. To the sponsors of memorials, local and corporate scholarships, I want to personally thank you for investing in the future of our graduates. Would you please stand for the presentation of colors by the Round Rock High School Junior Marine ROTC. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Phung Quy Huynh, Student Vice President, the National Anthem sung by the choir, and for the retirement of the colors.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets bled the bombs bursting in India, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, it is my honor to introduce our special guest joining us on stage. We have Dr. Jesus Chavez, Superintendent. Tony Garcia, Deputy Superintendent of Instruction and Administration. Ramiro Flores, Deputy Superintendent of Business Administration. Board of Trustee members, President Charles Chadwell. Secretary Diane Cox. Glenn Colby, Trustee. Catherine Hanna, Trustee. And Bobby Sifferman, Trustee. Continuing with our district staff, we have Rosina Malone, Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Education. Dr. Matt Mathis, Assistant Superintendent of Instructional Support. Jane Miller, Executive Director of Human Resources Services. Dr. Pedro Galaviz, Director of Secondary Education. Joylyn Okuzi, Director of Community Relations. And it's my very special pleasure to introduce the campus staff that makes all of this happen. We have Mr. Jason Jurnt, Associate Principal. Assistant Principals, Mario Acosta. Shannon Cunningham. Carrie Kernwine. Dina Schaefer. Sterling Scott. We have our lead counselor, Kathy Hernandez. Our registrar, Kathy Hatcher. Our assistant registrar, Michelle Kinsler. And the person who cannot be duplicated, thank you so much for everything, my senior administrative associate, Ms. Tona Borst. And our special guest, chosen by the senior class as their favorite teacher, Ms. Ruth Massey. This year's graduates have received a very special honor. When the members of the class of 2012 receive their diplomas, they will see an extra signature. The signature is from Lily Delgado, who faithfully served the students and staff of Round Rock ISD for 42 years before retiring in February and passing away in April of 2012. To honor Lily's many years of service, the Round Rock ISD Board of Trustees approved adding her signature to the graduate diplomas. This is an honor for the graduating class of 2012, as it will be the only class to receive diplomas with Lily Delgado's signature. For more information on Lily Delgado, we have included a page with her biography and photo in the graduation program. We are honored to have members of Lily's family here today to help us celebrate our students' education milestone. Here with us today is Lily's mother, Lydia Cicerna. Her aunt, Mary Gomez. Her sister, Deborah Luna. And children, Stephen and Adrian Zamaripa. Who I also would like to note proudly are graduates of Round Rock High School. Thank you all for your attendance here today. Graduation is a joyous yet dignified occasion. It is important and meaningful to all involved. Your program explains the distinction of the stoles, honor medallions, and color cords worn by students signifying marks of other distinction. We should all be very proud of this group of students' accomplishments. This class of 2012 is 617 strong, and over the last 4 years, they have excelled in a wide variety of honors and competitions, representing Round Rock ISD and Round Rock High School well in areas of engineering, visual and fine arts, economics, athletics, community organizations, philanthropy, health science and business, and numerous organizations. Yes, we should all be very proud. Students, please stand as we recognize you for many academic achievements. Starting with our cum laude top 10%, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. All merit scholars, please stand. Thank you. 4.0 GPA and above graduates, please stand. Thank you. Summa cum laude, please stand. Thank you. Those graduating on the Distinguished Achievement Program, please stand. Thank you. Graduates of the Academy of Professional Studies, please stand. Thank you. Graduates of the Academy of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, please stand. Thank you. Graduates of the Academy of Health Science, please stand. Graduates of the International Business and Economics, please stand. Thank you. Those of you belonging to any National Honor Society or wearing program cords and stoles, please stand. Thank you. As you can see, we have a great display of students, many, many accomplishments. At this time, I would like to recognize Round Rock High School's top 10 students graduating today. As I call your name, would you and your parents and family members please stand and remain standing? Please hold your applause until all have been introduced, and we will recognize this impressive group of scholars as a whole. Clayton Davis Rusk, graduating 10th with a grade point average of 5.4722. Zachary Justin Kyler, graduating 9th with a grade point average of 5.5. Phung Quy Huynh, graduating 8th with a grade point average of 5.5306. Simon Jonathan Kumetz, graduating 7th with a grade point average of 5.5367. Catherine Rose Myers, graduating 6th with a grade point average of 5.5853. Nicole Hill, graduating 5th with a grade point average of 5.6526. Hannah Nicole Litwin, graduating 4th with a grade point average of 5.6778. Ethan Hale Jennings, graduating 3rd with a grade point average of 5.7045. Eleanor Caroline Mock, graduating 2nd in her class with a grade point average of 5.7737. Prasanna Aisha Hossein, graduating 1st in her class with a grade point average of 5.8313. Please join me in recognizing these students and their families. At this time, Bailey High Student Council Vice President will give the opening remarks.
Well, here we are. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of you didn't think that you'd be here today, and your parents probably thought the same thing, but I'm proud to say that we all made it, and we are here. I talked to a lot of people about what I wanted to say today and what I was going to do, and everyone kept telling me to speak from the heart and to not give a typical speech. But I didn't think that my speech would be approved if I got up here and told y'all how excited I am to be graduating from Round Rock High School. It's a very exciting time to be graduating. But before I truly begin, I want to honor 2 of our classmates who have gone before us, Alex Diaz and Raven Mays. These 2 will forever be a part of our class of 2012. All right, now graduates. When we were 5 years old, parents and teachers asked us what we wanted to be when we grew up, and we said things like cowboy or a rock star. For me, I said princess. And then when we were 10, they asked again, and we said, more sophisticated things like astronaut and principal or president, things like that. I said Maria Sharapova, but that was just me. But now that we are here and we're graduating, they want serious answers from us. Well, how about this? Who knows? We don't know what we're going to be when we grow up, but I can tell you now that this isn't the time to make hard and fast decisions. It's time to make mistakes and then change our mind and then do it all over again and then try again. So that day, when they do ask us what we want to be when we grow up, we won't have to guess. We'll know what we want to be. What we've accomplished over our brief years at Round Rock cannot all be measured by a grade point average. It cannot be entirely conveyed with a transcript, and it cannot be summarized with a diploma. For in addition to our quality education from the classroom, we've received an education from each other. Solid, irreplaceable friendships with our peers and even our teachers and coaches have been forged through hard work, devotion, good times and bad, and most importantly, pride for a school that we should be proud to call our alma mater. We may be receiving diplomas this morning, but look around you at your teachers, coaches, and friends and realize what you've truly earned from 4 years at Round Rock High School. Ironically, we know this journey to end high school is just the beginning of our life's journey. Woven into the fabric of our lives are hopes and dreams of every parent, grandparent, and teacher that have spent time with us, imparting of their resources, time, experience, and wisdom. We love you and we honor you, and we hope most of all that we can emulate all the good in you. Let us always remember to love our neighbor and to spread peace and goodwill throughout our lives. And here we are, go Dragons!
At this time, will you please welcome Eleanor Caroline Mock, salutatorian of the class of 2012.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been dreading this speech. But when I was asked to talk to you all today, the first thing I thought about was to tell you how much you all have meant to me. There is an inspiration, a comfort, and a home in the class of 2012. It has been incredibly inspiring to see students at Round Rock finding a deep passion in activities as diverse as sports, engineering, music, medicine, government, and theater. For my part, as long as I can remember, I have unconditionally loved animals, but I was never confident as to what to do with this interest. I am sure many of you remember Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. I absolutely adored him and his show. In fact, on career day in second grade, I revealed a 6-foot sparkly snake toy I had christened Pinky and exclaimed, "Crikey, she's a beauty!" All the while garbed in safari attire. For a long time following that phase, I believed that I was going to be a vet. But after starting a 4-H veterinary program, taking a medical terminology class at school, and attending a science summer camp, I finally realized that I did not enjoy studying medicine. However, it was at that same summer camp that I found my true calling in wildlife biology. One day we were out conducting macroinvertebrate water testing, which is just a fancy way of saying we caught water bugs for 2 hours. And it was while mucking through mud and algae with only a net and waist-high boots that I felt a remarkable joy welling up inside me. Wildlife biology was perfect, the ideal blend of animals, nature, and science. I hope all of you find that same joy I experienced that day in your own lives. If you have not yet found your passion, I encourage you to be open-minded, explore as many subjects as you can, and have the courage to leave your comfort zone. It will help you find where you belong. And finding where you belong, where your heart resonates unmistakably, is a crucial element to obtaining the most out of life. Today we stand at a crossroads between where we have come from and where we are going. But before we move forward in our lives, we ought to remember our past. Despite all of the interesting assignments and regulations we have endured the past 13 years, does anyone else remember the no hugging rule at Chisholm? I feel that all of us have found a kind of wandless Hogwarts at Round Rock High School. The teachers who have inspired us will live in our hearts forever. How can anyone forget playing April Fool's Day pranks on Mr. Chalk, slaving away in Mr. Conrad's imaginary industrial factory, or being scolded by Mrs. Wetzig for not remembering to label a graph? In addition, we have forged powerful friendships that will continue to last even as we go our separate ways. Many of us have been through some difficult times in the last 4 years, but we have found strength and support in the remarkable people around us. Whether we were involved in academics, athletics, fine arts, auto tech, culinary, or an insane combination of the above, we all had a special community that we were a part of. I was fortunate enough to be granted a community of wonderful people, and I would like to thank my family for their love and support, the brilliant Mr. Noonan for all of his boundless wisdom and advice, Wikipedia for providing me with accurate information throughout my education, all of my fantastically strange friends in theater, and finally, theater directors Johanna Whitmore and Charles Hobby, who have inspired me to become a better, stronger person. There are so many incredibly brilliant and talented people in this graduating class. I know we have the potential to change the world. It is because I know you all and your immense potential that I am exceedingly proud to be a student of Round Rock High School class of 2012. I wish each of you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors. Keep it classy, Round Rock.
At this time, will you please welcome Farzana Isha Hossein, valedictorian of the class of 2012.
Wow, it's really early. 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I'm not really used to being awake, let alone giving speeches at this time. I know it's tough for a lot of people to attend an early graduation, so welcome and thank you all for being here at this gathering as we celebrate this joyous occasion. Give yourselves a round of applause. So I woke up this morning at 4 o'clock, put on this cap and gown, adjusted the tassel, and thought, we're really graduating. 12 years of school, at least 3 different campuses, 27 tax tests, 8 Harry Potter movies, and a year or 4 of senioritis have all brought us to this day. We've achieved a lot as a class during the past 4 years in academics, athletics, music, and art. We've also faced losses together. I would like to take a moment to remember Robert Alexander Diaz and Raven Mays, who are not with us today, but will always be with us in memory. But why are we gathered here today? Why are we all here in these identical outfits, about to walk across the stage one by one to get our diplomas? We all have our own individual goals and aspirations, and the road ahead sometimes seems too long, or that dream we're chasing too far out of reach. Chase those dreams, but don't get so caught up in the chase that you forget to enjoy the road itself. Success is a journey, not a destination. So remember to take a break every now and then, chill out, and celebrate the small victories. Had a great day at practice or did really well on a test? Give yourself a pat on the back, job well done, Farzana. And treat yourself to just another hour on Facebook or just another scoop of ice cream. Take pride and reward yourself for even the smallest gains. Accept and learn from even the smallest losses. Keep the goal at the finish line in mind, but travel the journey one day at a time and enjoy every step you take. This is why we stand here today. Whether we already have that dream in mind or will soon discover it, we stand here to appreciate where we are on that road, to take a step back and look around. Look around at where we are, what we've accomplished, and the people that stood with us the entire way. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for all of those times I came home with the 97 and you asked where the other 3 points ran off to. I would not be standing here today if it weren't for you. Thank you, Fatima, my 9-year-old sister, for the privilege of being the smartest, funniest, and cutest person in the entire world's older sister. I'm incredibly honored. Thank you to all of my friends for being there through all of the good times, bad times, and I really need help on the speech due tomorrow times. You guys rock. Finally, thank you to all of the family and friends, teachers and mentors, faculty and administration, who have made our education possible. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and it took everyone in this auditorium to provide the opportunities that we as a class have been given. The people around us today have watched as we grew over the past 4 years to the graduates we are now. They could not be prouder of us than they are today. They know that wherever our individual goals take us, we will leave an impression because we are Round Rock High School's class of 2012. So congratulations, everyone. May the odds be ever in your favor, and I wish you all the best.
At this time, it is my distinct honor to introduce Dr. Jesus Chavez, Superintendent for the Round Rock Independent School District.
Thank you, Ms. Nichols. I'd like to congratulate our graduates and their respective families. We are very proud of you. The class of 2012 Round Rock High School is truly a tremendous class. How about a big round of applause for all of them? I would like to take the privilege of recognizing Marianne Davila, my niece. Marianne, we are very proud of you. And now on with the business of graduating. It is my privilege and honor to validate this Round Rock High School graduating class of 2012. By the authority vested in me by the state of Texas and Round Rock Independent School District, I hereby certify to the Board of Trustees and to the larger community that the students that are before you here have satisfied all graduation requirements and are hereby eligible to receive their high school diplomas. Assisting us with the presentation of graduates will be two of our outstanding faculty members, Peggy Mitcha and Patrick Schmidt.
At this time, we will award diplomas to the class of 2012.
Eleanor Caroline Montgomery.
Ethan Hale Jennings.
Hannah Nicole Littman.
Nicole Hill.
Catherine Rose Myers.
Simon Jonathan Kumitz.
Fulton Key Quinn.
Zachary Justin Kyler.
Clayton Davis Rusk.
You have to know, as the students come off the podium and walk down this aisleway, it's not just a matter of hearing students and names. As each one walks through, you remember an experience, good, bad, indifferent. You remember something good coming out of it. You remember the learning experience. You remember meeting with parents. There's 1,001 different narratives and stories, and you have no idea how we feel as teachers and administrators just seeing you grow up and then watching you leave. It's very, very bittersweet. We're so incredibly proud of you, so incredibly proud. One more time, round of applause. And now, please welcome to the podium, Ms. Stephanie Cortez. Stephanie is our senior class secretary, and she has the honor and distinction of making the closing remarks for our class of 2012.
Good morning to all Round Rock High School graduates. Good morning to all faculty and administrators. and a very good morning to all parents and family members. It is a good morning, but a very early morning. After pursuing our goals every day of every week, the finish line is here and now. I know an event such as this one is bittersweet for all of us. Sitting through a long ceremony while our rears get numb, but realize that in a few months, all you families out there will have an extra bedroom to do as you please. Graduates, remember the day your parents taught you how to ride a bike? Some of your parents, well, they were the type that held on for dear life while you tried to pedal away from them. Other parents, they took this opportunity for comedy. They let you fall so that you knew exactly what to do the next time to get up and try it over again. Do you remember when your parents taught you how to drive? Well, I do believe most of them yelled the whole time, and many had secret intentions for you to fail your driving exam, so that their little baby who was crashing their Tonka trucks wasn't out on the real world crashing their Toyota trucks. I think the growing up process is genius. Each step of our development, parents let go a little and make us more independent. Since parents slowly have been letting go, that's when the class of 2012 began to master the art of starting homework at midnight, or even being risky and completing it right before class. The way I see it, growing up means living by this motto: good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. The class of 2012 has been through it all, and I hope that for the sake of our future, we embrace everything we have done right, and we have learned from everything we have done wrong. The canvas set before us is blank, to splash the colors of the world as we please. After all, dragons, we only live once. And we learned this lesson in a very personal way. 2 members of our class, Raven Mays and Alex Diaz, are not here to share this special day with us, but they will always be a part of our hearts. Parents, teachers, and friends, look at these rows and rows of students sitting before us and fill all of your hearts with pride. The prides that some of you have forgotten you're entitled to. These young adults were shaped and formed by all of your caring hearts. Whether that student be your child, your student, or even someone else's child, you know you've influenced over the past 12 years. As teenagers, we sometimes forget to be thankful for what we've received. We get so caught up in our daily dramas that we forget to thank our teachers for staying after school for 2 hours because we ran our mouths in class and didn't pay attention. We tend to miss the sacrifices our parents make every day, so we are never lacking in anything. Parents, every single time your son or daughter has come to talk and confide in you about some minuscule event that affected them in one way or another, you helped them, just as you helped them overcome their fears that first day of kindergarten. You all gave them a piece of your heart that soon developed into a particle that helped form that brilliant character you see sitting out here today. So on behalf of the 2012 senior class, I would like to tell all you adults who have contributed to the foundations of our lives and set us on paths to successful lives, a heartfelt thank you. As a former cheerleader, I think this is an appropriate time to do one last chant. Y'all join me. Y-E-L-L, seniors, yell, go, rock, go! Woo! Thank you.
This is it, guys. Graduates, please move your tassel from your right to your left. to signify that you have graduated.